All right, we're back here at Real Sports Talk. Let's talk some NBA, boys.
Cool with that.
Here we go. Training camp started. Give me a couple of things you're thinking about as the season starts, Jay. Give me a couple.
The first time ever, I'm actually really excited about basketball.
Yeah.
More importantly, man,
Ever.
ever. Like I've never been a basketball guy, but man, a lot of switching around. A lot of mid moving around. It's kind of reminiscent of the football the last few years. A lot of mid moving around. This is an exciting year. I think it's going to be a lot of movement in the middle. We're going to have some teams kind of flipping around. I'm going to keep my eye on Milwaukee. I know we talked about them last year. I think this is the year to keep an eye on Milwaukee. I think they can do something. Man, the West, man. I mean, Golden State, they were the healthiest. They were just the tallest midget out of the West. You know, everyone was just so banged up, unfortunately. But, man, still got to keep my eye on Memphis. I know I was on in the last year. Still keep my eye on them. They kept that core together. That says something. It's really hard to keep teams together these days with teams moving around. I think Memphis looks good.
West.
And I think just a storyline going. It's so many different ways and angles you can go at these storylines this year. I mean, if you're an East Coast fan, you got to look at the Hawks. I mean, where they stay number one in the East, you got to love Cleveland. They re-signed everybody. Additions of Mo Williams. What are the Knicks? Will they ever get better? Who did they draft? How do you pronounce his name? I don't even know.
Porzingis.
You know? Yeah, so it's like, you got to see what is going to come out of this East. Will you get a surprise team like Jay said of Milwaukee? Will the Hawks remain at the top? Re-signing Paul Millsap, will that change anything? Does that help them on the mature end? Did they help their bench enough to stay number one in the Eastern Conference? We don't know. We'll see. What is Washington? Will Bill stay healthy? Is John Wall just going to take over the elite status? What about Chicago? Is that new coach going to help? Tibbs out, new coach in? Will they come with that attitude that we're used to seeing? And with the West Coast, San Antonio is adding LA. Portland without nobody. Everybody left Portland.
Except Lillard! Go Lillard!
Will they play a chip on their shoulder? Phoenix with some additions. Will Markieff get his stuff together out there? It's a lot of storylines to be seen on that.
I would say two things I'm thinking about, really. Injured players coming back.
Mm-hmm.
K-Love, Kyrie, KD, Paul George, creme de la creme players coming back.
KD,
Who are out for significant time.
Right.
You know, whether it's Kyle Lowry getting back healthy, Chris Bosh after the blood clot.
Mike Conley stay healthy.
So there's a lot of players that are coming back from injuries from mid-season to the end of the season, and how do they play and how that affects each conference.
Possibly the best player in the world,
Yeah.
Kevin Durant.
And that leads to my second thing I'm thinking about is KD in a contract year, coming off injury. What are you bringing to the table this year? You say you're the best player in the world. I sort of believe that, but I want you to show it this year.
It's time to show it now.
Because you already showed it with that MVP year that you are right there with LeBron. This year, shut everybody up. Get them to stop talking about this Steph Curry and this LeBron with that fading hairline and show them you the man out here, all right?
And just a little extra. We got a lot, like I said, we have a lot of young teams. What about Utah? What's Utah going to do? They have no Canner now. Is that team going to be fine without him? Because, I mean, that's young talent that's gone. So, I mean, we'll see. Can Utah, with that young team, can they make the next step up?
A ton of storyline.
Yes, a lot of young players out there.
I asked you guy for 2, and they gave you 50. So you're covered. All right.
Thanks, Wes.
So, thanks, guys.
You want?
So, we'll come back, finish off the show, let us speak on this. Everybody will have their say. We'll be right back.